Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Illuminated Nurturer, where we shine God's light to bring awareness and healing. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be sharing with you my latest San Pedro ceremony, also known as Huachuma. So that sounds good to you. Keep watching. If you like videos like this about plant medicine and transformation, definitely recommend you hit subscribe. I'd love to have you with us here. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so please hit subscribe. And you can tune into all my ceremonies that I have coming up in the future. All right, so I'm going to be going over my latest San Pedro ceremony. I'm going to be going over my history with it, as well as some facts or some interesting information about San Pedro, and then I'm going to go into the ceremony. Sorry, it's in the morning. My voice isn't warmed up yet. Again, I usually shoot in the morning. Anyway, okay, so little backstory. I went to a retreat about 9 years ago now. I had CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder. And I went to a retreat that served ayahuasca. And that was the main reason I was going there, was for the ayahuasca healing. And I did get a lot of healing from ayahuasca, the plant medicine, the grandmother plant ayahuasca. And there's also this other medicine there called Huachuma, or San Pedro. San Pedro means Saint Peter, who holds the keys to heaven. And I was like telling my friends and family, I'm going to this retreat, that I'm going to be doing an ayahuasca ceremony, and also there's a San Pedro ceremony too. I don't really know what that's about. I didn't do any research on that at all before I went, whereas ayahuasca, I did a lot of research for 3 years before I consumed it. But I kind of wanted to go in to the San Pedro ceremony without any preconceived ideas. And I didn't know that it was going to be such a profound healing experience for me, and I wanted to share I want to share that all with you, that there is medicine out there that can help you. I was struggling with emotional dysregulation. I had a poor perception of identity. I pretty much had no identity of myself. I didn't love myself. I was in abusive relationships with narcissists. I had suicidal ideation, and that was my main intention in communing with this medicine. It was to heal my suicidal ideation. I have some San Pedro here. Yay, this is San Pedro Huachuma, the grandfather medicine. The reason why it's called it's known as the grandfather medicine. It has a very masculine presence to it. It kind of talks to you as if you had a loving grandfather that would just kind of wrap you up in his arms and give you wisdom and advice and just love on you. And it was in that very first ceremony with San Pedro that the plant told me that I had this amazing ability to love other people, but it was time now to take that ability on myself and to finally start loving myself. Children who grow up in abusive or neglectful households often struggle with loving themselves, which is interesting. You think logically that children would end up hating the parents or the caregiver, the primary caregivers, but what ends up happening is they end up hating themselves. And that was my case. I didn't love myself. But that all changed when I had my first ceremony with San Pedro. It told me that it was time to start loving myself, and I felt a huge wave of love consume me that made me feel compassion and forgiveness for myself, for my parents, and just pretty much for everybody else in my life. I just was consumed with forgiveness and compassion. And also after, near the end, just a huge sense of wonder, just how beautiful this world we live in. Just the silliest things like the breeze, the leaves blowing in the wind, the grass, just really basic, boring stuff. But when you're on the medicine, you really see how beautiful this life is. So it really instills a sense of wonder for you. It's really wonderful. I highly recommend it. It's a medicine you can do all by yourself because it's extremely, even though it's extremely profound, it's very gentle. So it's great for beginners who want to get their toe dipped in the plant medicine world. Okay, so I think that's about it. We're going to go into the actual ceremony now, what happened during my ceremony. Before I do any ceremony, I do the invocation blessing. Behold, great mystery, creative force, spirit that moves through all. We call to the 7 directions of the sacred wheel. To everything there is a season and a time and to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, a time to hate, time of war, and a time of peace. We turn to the keepers of the East, the direction of new beginnings, of inspiration, of illumination, and of creativity, of dawn and the spring, new births and childhood. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We call to the keepers of the South, direction of vitality, of high noon and hot sun, of summer and vigorous growth, of youth and passion. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We call to the keepers of the West, direction of introspection, of the evening, of autumn and maturity, deepening and ripening. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We respectfully summon the keepers of the North, direction of the night, of winter, of wisdom and transformation, of dropping in essentials to reveal the core. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We look up to the sky and call to the beings of the sun, the moon, the clouds, the stars, and the endless blue. We ask that you bring your spaciousness and mystery to this work. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We put our hands on the ground and ask that the great substance of the earth give grounding to the work, and that the earth's beauties give us beauty, and that the whole entire world, the animals, the plants, the rocks, mountains, and rivers and seas, the elemental forces of earth, air, fire, and water, and all the human beings, all the elders, children, teachers, all the red, yellow, black, and white, join in this blessing. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We call to the sweet mystery that is the sacred center to hold us and cradle us in your divine protection. Be with us, teach us, show us your ways. We claim this work to serve, to bless, and to share knowledge for wisdom building and for bringing wholeness to our hearts and to our world. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Isn't that beautiful? I read that every time I go into ceremony. So you don't really need to know the backstory of my intention. To make a long story short, I was grieving. They say that friendships come in for a reason or a season, and I was having a hard time. Some of my friend groups had some falling away. I still don't really understand what happened, but you know, like I just said, friendships come in our life for a reason or a season. Very few people come with us on our entire journey throughout life. But I was having a hard time accepting that, and my heart was grieved. And San Pedro is very heart-healing, heart-opening medicine. So I thought, you know, maybe it's time for me to talk to San Pedro, the grandfather, and see what he has to say about this. So I drank the medicine. Usually most times when I drink it, it takes a good long time for it to kick in, like an hour or 2 hours before I really start feeling the effects of it. But this time I felt it right away. I started feeling it almost immediately. I was actually sitting in this very same spot when I communed with the medicine. The sun was coming in through the window. It was August. It was August 8th, 8/8. And yeah, the sun was pouring in from the window on my face. And I just closed my eyes and let the sun bathe my face in the sun's light. And it was so relaxing. I guess medicine always knows what you needed. I guess I needed relaxation and gentleness and healing, I guess. So I just sat there for what seemed like for a long time. And I almost entered this hypnotic state. I was kind of getting this spiral sensation. So I was just tuning into that and just allowing the medicine to do what it needed to do. And I just felt so loved and supported, and most importantly, above all, I really just truly felt just so at peace. Like a huge wave of peace was constantly running over me. And I just felt so relaxed. It was so wonderful. It's so wonderful. I love it. So I sat there. I think I was in that space for, I don't really know, you lose kind of track of time. But I want to say anywhere from an hour, maybe 2 hours, I'm not sure. But I was just in that relaxation. It was just so healing and so relaxing. And then out of nowhere, San Pedro talked to me. This is what he said. He said, you're looking for yourself in your relationships with your friends. You're looking for yourself. Stop doing that. Wow. And it was really profound, because I never considered that. Not to toot my own horn, but I really do feel like I'm a very good friend. I care, and I remember things, and I make an effort. And I guess my heart was grieved. I didn't really understand it at the time, but after the ceremony, I understand my heart was grieved because I just didn't understand why my friends were acting that way or what happened. Whatever happened. I didn't understand. But the medicine basically told me, you're looking for yourself and your friends, and just, there's no one else like you. We're all unique. You watching out there, you're a unique person. There's no one else like you. There's no one else like me. And to just stop looking for myself and other people, because I never will find it. I'm right here. So it was really cool. I've been my best friend for a while, ever since I healed about 9 years ago, but it really strengthened my relationship that I have with myself, and just knowing that I already have what I'm looking for, because it's me. The friendship in myself is really what I'm craving. It's still good to have friends and connections, obviously. We're social creatures. But yeah, that wisdom really helped me. It was really profound. Yay. So that's about it. I'm going to be doing another ceremony shortly, so I'll definitely let you know how that one goes. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I just wanted to share my latest San Pedro ceremony. I totally recommend. It's so helpful for dealing with depression, if you have an addiction to something, if you're dealing with CPTSD, which is, I understand, I'm in school right now to become a somatic integration practitioner, and I'm really learning that trauma is something that happens in us and is stored in us. And these medicines like ayahuasca, peyote, iboga, psilocybin, all these plant medicines, they are so effective at breaking up the neural pathways of CPTSD and giving you a reset, a fresh start. And it also helps you gain wisdom about what exactly is going on. Because sometimes I know, 9 years ago, I didn't really fully understand why exactly I was depressed. So these medicines are so effective for not only healing, but spiritual growth and just learning more about yourself and how to be a better human on this planet. That's what it's all about. All right, I'm gonna go for now, but I'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching this video. Much love to all you, sending you my love. I love all of you. All right, talk to you later. Bye for now.